Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my gameplay of Borderlands 4. So I went hands-on with the game for around 20 minutes at Gamescom, and I'm going to show off the full customization menu, also the skill tree and the powerful new abilities, the two newest characters that have been revealed by Gearbox. So I went hands-on with both of those characters, so you're going to see footage from them. I'm going to show off the map of Borderlands 4. I'm going to show off some of the side missions of the game, so definitely keep watching to see that. If you didn't know about Borderlands 4, it's a 4-player co-op looter shooter, so you're going to be shooting people, getting tons of loot. There's like billions of weapon combinations in this game, but you can also play it solo, and in this build I did play solo, although you do have the option of playing online with 4 other people. So the character you see here is Amon. Now Amon is the newest person to be revealed for Borderlands 4, and he is what's known as a Forge Knight. So he's essentially a sci-fi version of Thor. He has forged swords, which are these kind of fiery and icy melee weapons that you can summon from thin air. Once you summon them, you can then send them to attack enemies, and they will attack enemies automatically and kind of hone after them like drones, and they'll just do incendiary damage and also frost damage. Really, really cool. It's kind of mixing this sci-fi element with an almost primal, primitive element, and I find that really, really satisfying. So this is gameplay from Amon, but after this I'm also going to show off gameplay from Harlowe, who is a completely different kind of character. She has one of the most insane weapons I've ever seen in a Borderlands game. But yeah, more on that later. So here is some gameplay of Amon, and this is me playing right now. I played this at Gearbox's booth, which is kind of behind closed doors at Gamescom, and I was kind of recording, and then I added this voiceover at a later date. Now I will have to say, I did, fail on quite a few occasions and had to revive myself, and I'm not very proud of the way I was playing. This is normal mode, but also this was a level 20 character, so I was thrown right into a level 20 character, and it was kind of challenging, but hey, sometimes that's the way it goes. So his main skill is called Crucible, and the description for this is: Amon readies forge axes that can be thrown and picked off the ground to refund cooldown. So you press LT to throw a flame axe, dealing incendiary melee damage, or you can press RT to throw a frost axe, dealing cryo melee damage. Enemies damaged by forge axes are primed for a duration and will detonate when they die or they are damaged by a forge skill, dealing damage to nearby enemies as well. So these are really, really fun to use, and I'm going to be showing that while I play. But he also has another skill called Scourge, and this is an action skill. And what Scourge does is it sees Amon equip a Forge Shield. This absorbs all frontal damage as Vengeance. Whenever the Vengeance meter is filled, Forge Shield provides damage reduction. So Amon has this kind of Vengeance meter system that helps him just reduce all damage. And here you see me taking on the Hammerhead, and yeah, you can play Borderlands, of course, in a co-op, but this was a single player demo, so I did kind of struggle. Here's the return of the fight for your life system. So as you're going down, if you manage to take out an enemy, you will actually regain your life. Here I was unfortunately not able to do so, so you just respawn, and you can respawn as often as you like, but there is a penalty, and that penalty is cash. So you will have to pay about 1,000, maybe $1,500 dollars worth of cash, or whatever the currency is in this game, and that's taken out of your balance, and that's just the price of being resurrected. So, but you can do that as often as you like. Yeah, I will admit I did put this down to easy mode because yeah, I was struggling. I was kind of just not really thinking while I was playing. I had a bunch of other things to think about, like how to, record. I had a bit of a problem with the recording system, not to give you too much information, but hey, that's Gamescom. Anyway, on to another one of Amon's skills, and this is called Onslaughter. So with Onslaughter, Amon overloads his Forge Fist, gaining a constant shield regeneration. This also gives you bonus incendiary damage with guns and increased movement speed. Press LB or RS to rocket punch, and this is you dashing to enemy targets, and you will deal with, after doing this, you'll deal incendiary melee attack damage in a short range cone, and also cause a bit of stagger as well. The only downside to this is bosses cannot be staggered, so yeah, keep that in mind. It's only the rank and file enemies that can be staggered. Now, these are all open to you at the start. All of these skills, as soon as you start this character, you will have access to these skills. But as you upgrade, you can make these even better. So, of course, you have the higher damage and the higher resistance and things like that. But you also get extra functionality. And one of these main extra functionalities is called Blade Tempest. So when you upgrade Amon skills, Blade Tempest gives you the following. So whenever you ready the forged swords, you can choose flame or shock. So as you can see here, we have either the flame or the shock forged sword. So this consumes all of the charges, but it does launch a barrage attack of forged swords, and enemies damaged by forged swords are primed for a duration and will detonate when they die or are damaged by a forged skill. So you can press LT to fire a barrage of flame swords, which deal, of course, incendiary melee damage, or RT to fire a barrage of shock swords, dealing shock melee damage. Did I call them flame shields? No, they're flame swords. So there you go. You can choose shock or flame, and obviously different enemies are weak to different things. So I'm taking on a bunch of robotic enemies, and they are weaker to shock, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that biological enemies are going to be more weak to fire and incendiary. But yeah, in this demo, it's mostly mechanical enemies that I'm facing here. So yeah, shock is definitely required. And as I'm kind of playing, I just want to mention the enhanced traversal mechanics. So there's loads in this game. There's loads of new things you can do. So you know, I really feel mobile, much more mobile than before in previous Borderlands games. So a few of the things you can do, you know, you can double jump, you can dash using the B button, you can hover in mid-air by holding the A button. So you sort of hover and then glide down, and what you can do is string all of these together. So you can double jump and then hold to glide, and then you can dash in midair, and you can dash like left or right or back or forward using the B button. You can also hold B to slide as you're running. You can jump in these plumes of smoke, and that gets you to higher ground. And that's not even to mention the new features like, you know, the grapple mechanic as well, so you can grapple around the environment. I wish I showed off more of that, but unfortunately I wasn't able to show off everything. But here we are in the menu, and here's a look at the map screen. So this is what the map looks like in Borderlands. Now, obviously, didn't get to see the whole map, but this is how big it is. You can kind of imagine how big it is. So this is how far you can extend out. We are in the Primordial Vaults, which is in the Fade Fields, and this is one of the areas in the game. But one of the really interesting things about this game is that Gearbox have totally eliminated all loading screens. So there are no loads in between any of the areas in this game, and that makes a huge change to how it normally is in Borderlands, because normally you will load into different areas and it takes quite a while. It doesn't really feel that seamless, but in this game they've really tried to just take out all of that loading screen, so you can cross from one end of the map to the other without a single load, and that is going to be really, really interesting to see. I wasn't able to see this because this demo was quite constrained in one area, but yeah, I like that. I think all games need to just remove loading. They feel so outdated at this point. Anyway, here is the rewards that you get for buying the deluxe edition. So we have the Lust for Luster and the bonus pre-orders. So you get 3 different things, and here is exactly what it is. So in this demo, we got the loot boxes, because I guess it counts as the deluxe edition, but that's what you were in for if you get the deluxe edition. So all of these lovely goodies like that. And here's a look at the weapons. So this is the inventory, and you can have 4 guns, and then you can have some guns beneath them. So I guess that's 6 guns, and you can switch between them. You can cycle between them by pressing Y, or you can hold the Y button down, and that brings up the menu. But of course, there are the different manufacturers as well. So different manufacturers give you different sorts of effects. Now, what I really like is Harlowe's effects. So she has different manufacturers. and one of the manufacturers gives you explosive weapon reloads. So what happens is when you reload your weapon, you just throw it away and it explodes. It's really, really cool. So I'm going to show you that very, very soon. I'm going to show you full Harlowe gameplay, but just kind of walking through the menu. Here is the customization menu. Now, I was really impressed with this. Check out all of the different ways you can customize your headsets, your helmet, and all this stuff. Look at all this. And you can also do the body as well, the director, so you can wear a suit if you want. We also have styles. So the style is all about the colors. And these aren't just skin swaps. These are full and incredible different color schemes for your character. And different textures as well. So it's not just paint jobs, full-on textures. Some of them are insane, like this one. So colorful. It pretty much glows in the dark. And I wish I had more time to go through all of this, but I was very conscious of the time limit on this build. I had about 20-25 minutes, but look at that. Beyond the Veil, fully purple, just completely deranged. But you can do the same for your weapons as well. So Franz Frogut, the Carcade Shooter, the Prison Buddy, just all of these things were unlocked. Well, they weren't unlocked, but you could see them before you unlocked them, if you know what I mean. But to actually unlock them, it tells you in the top left corner what you need to do. So this is from completing a challenge, all these ones. Some skins you get by completing certain missions. Some you'll find in loot boxes, things like that. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can just customize the look of your character straight away using the customization menu here. So you can just pick different colors, and you have a few different ways. So you've got all the color spectrums, but you can also change, different elements of your armor as well and just color them in. So there you go. Quite impressed with the customization in this game. And then we have the storage deck, of course. So all of this stuff, very, very good. I just like to look through the menu and kind of see what the UI looks like. I'm kind of nerdy like that. But anyway, that's enough for the menu. You don't want to see the menu. You want to see the gameplay of Borderlands 4. And I'm going to go on to the next character, which is Harlowe. This is Harlowe. Now, Harlowe is what's known as a Gravitar. That's what Gearbox calls her class. And I'm pretty sure this is the first time anyone's gone hands-on with Harlowe. And she's a really, really interesting character. Now I'm going to show off all of her skills and all of her specials and ultimates and all that stuff. And they are really, really incredible. So let me just walk you through what she has to offer. First up, we have the 0 points. This is an action skill, and how you use this is you just press LB, and you use Harlowe's Halo Accelerator to place an enemy in stasis for a duration. Enemies immune to stasis take damage instead, so they're either going to be taking damage or they're going to be put in a stasis field and unable to move. Pressing LB again causes the enemy in stasis to be slammed into the ground in the direction Harlowe is facing and creates a small explosion. Re-triggering stasis has a cooldown like other skills in the game. Now the cooldown is 35 seconds, so it does take a while for this to reload, but that just shows you how powerful this is. So that's 0 points. We also have the Chroma Accelerator, which is the action skill. So this sees you fire an unstable energy pocket from Harlowe's Chroma Accelerator. The unstable energy pocket passes through enemies and deals cryo damage to all enemies it passes near. Pressing LB causes the unstable energy pocket to explode and deals heavy radiation damage in a large area. The cooldown for that is 38 seconds, so even larger cooldown on that. And we also have the flux generator. So with this, Harlowe throws her flux generator in front of her, which projects an energy field dealing cryo damage over time. It also entangles enemies. Allies inside the energy field gain overshield, so this is both a defensive and an offensive weapon. So those are basically the things that Harlowe has to offer, and those are really, really cool. Now, that's basically the end of my commentary on this game. Yeah, just keep watching for more Borderlands gameplay with no commentary. I'm going to leave this going for a bit. But yeah, just to say that I did enjoy my time with Borderlands 4. This is one of the games I'm going to cover on this channel. So if you want guides and tips for how to play Borderlands 4 and get all the weapons and all of the best weapons straight away, then do subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep watching for more Borderlands 4 gameplay.
Keeping an eye on that.
Interesting. I have estimated you well.